Love it.
It is now 4 p.m. in the afternoon. We done it. On Wednesday, September the 17th. Have you got the note wrong? First of all, I'd like to thank Alice and Josh for putting the signs on the door regarding executive meetings.
Alice, not me.
Okay, Josh had nothing to do with it. Alice had everything to do with it.
You're
Thank you very much, Alice.
You're welcome.
And for this little red tin of candy. We're all enjoying that. Okay, first of all, we need a motion for an approval of the board minutes of September the 3rd.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
First and seconded. I hate saying that. All those in favor, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sustain.
Yes, ma'am.
Abstain. Abstain, not sustain.
I knew what you were, yeah. I thought you had a cane. Okay, second, we need approval for the payment of claims, which is a list of checks written for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve payment of claims.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. The next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, October the 1st, 2025 at 4 p.m. Public comment. Do we have any public with us?
Nope.
Oh, really? No, he's not. We won't call him public. Okay, old business. Do we have any old business? Okay, we'll move on. New business. I need a motion to amend the agenda to read. So I can read my signs. To make a motion for the resolution to accept the offer to purchase the real estate from Mr. Hahn. It's okay to mention his name at this point, I'm sure it is.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda as stated.
Second it?
Thank you. All those in favor? Unanimous?
That would be 6H if we did that at the bottom.
Pardon?
That would be 6H if
Oh,
we did that at the bottom.
oh, thank you. Well, I didn't have it there. ABC, I bet I'll move it down there. 6H. Thank you. Okay, the next regular meeting, did I tell you that?
Yes, 6A.
Let's see, 6A. Approve Peru Municipal Sewage Works SRF disbursement request number 51 to Lockmuller Group, 6A.
I'll make a motion to accept attachment 6A.
Second motion.
Okay. I'm working on it. I think we're ready for a vote, right? Okay,
Right.
I'll take that vote. Unanimous. Okay. 6B, approve the Peru Municipal Sewage Works SRF number 52 to Cornerstone Grants Management.
I'll make a motion to approve attachment 6B.
I heard that. Okay. All those in favor? Unanimous. 6C, approve Peru Municipal Sewage Works SRF number 53 to Thieneman Construction.
I'll make a
Motion to approve the SRF plan.
I'll second
Vote. Unanimous. 6D, approve approve policy for journeyman retention premium. Attachment 6D.
Make a motion to approve attachment 6D.
I'll second that motion.
So we talked about this last meeting, and the basic, the philosophy behind this is we can retain the journeyman's knowledge and experience within the organization when they decide they don't want to be journeymen anymore, which is invaluable. And this is a $5 an hour premium on top of whatever the hourly rate is for whatever position that they may want to transition to within the electric department. Total cost is, if it's 40 hours a week, 2080, it's $12,672 for everything, without overtime. Typically, someone that's not a lineman doesn't get more than 10 hours overtime a year, maybe 20. And again, we get to have the ability to retain those journeymen. There's a possibility that this never gets used, ever. But we want to have it out there just in case we have a journeyman that physically can't do the job, that still wants to be here. And we all know, and we've talked about the safety hazards of the job and the physical hazards of the job and how much it takes a toll on the body. And this is just one of those ways that we can do that. In this instance, we have the USIC contract that we're letting go, and you approved the job for the locator. All the benefits, all of that is absorbed, other than FICA and PERF for that $10,000 is absorbed into that. So essentially, there's no extra cost as far as healthcare or anything like that because they're already there. So that's kind of where we're at on that. And we're making a policy because it stands alone from the job description. If we push it into a union agreement or anything like that, then it gets the premium, it gets the increase every year, and this is something that we're offering as a benefit to for our some of our employees that have experience.
Once again, it's up to the union.
Right, and then now this is not up to the union. This is
Correct.
up to our policies within. So that if this were to ever change, $5, $6, $4, $3, however we wanted to change that, we have the ability to do so.
And that'll keep the knowledge that they have helping us out.
100%, yeah, which is huge. Plus, if a lineman takes another job, like the locator job, I believe tops out next year at $31 and change. That's a $17 an hour pay cut for a journeyman lineman to come into that position. So even with a $5 increase, we're still looking at $10, $15 difference over the years between what they used to make and this. And we're retaining cheaply a lot of information and a lot of experience.
Just in regards to the eligibility criteria, like how commonplace is it for the journeyman to be working in a lineman capacity?
Well, I think that clause is, well, I have this job and I'm a journeyman. If we're in emergency situations or we're have an outage or whatever, and we have to have all hands on deck, and that particular employee gets into the bucket as a journeyman, they're going to get paid as a journeyman.
How's that gonna be tracked?
We have time cards, we have time codes and everything like that. So what we didn't want to have happen was, well, I still get this $5 even though I was in the bucket, and I get my journeyman wage on top of that, so I'm going to get paid more than those guys. Now, I don't think they would do that, but we were trying to close that door at least a little bit. Because if you are working in a job description temporarily that pays more than what your job description is, if you're qualified, now I'm not talking groundsman, because a groundsman makes $20 less an hour than a journeyman, then you get paid at that premium, at that rate. So they would get paid that anyway. Does that answer your question? Overly answered your question?
Yeah, so just probably a bigger place, it would be harder to track, but here,
Maybe, I don't know.
is it something that it's gonna, is the policy gonna be reviewed on a regular basis, or is it something that we're gonna plan for review, or?
We try to review most of our policies. We probably try to run through about a quarter of them a year, just kind of go through and update them. Most of them are internal policies, but because it's his pay, it's needed to go in front of the board.
So you're saying, are you saying that if someone hopped into the bucket, you would know about it or you would not know about it unless that person's foreman?
Well,
Reported
we would
it
know,
to you.
well, they report to Mike anyway, and Mike's not gonna ask somebody to get into a bucket that's not qualified or that shouldn't be there, first of all. But
So Mike
would know, those guys would say, hey, I'm getting in the bucket, is that okay? I mean, they're not gonna just hop in and put themselves in. And part of this is if they don't keep their training up, they don't keep their safety up, their bucket rescue, if they don't keep all of that up, they don't get the $5 because they're not keeping up with that job skill.
That's part two. Maintain.
Mike, am I missing something here? Is there something you can add?
So I think the likelihood of someone stepping into a different position and ever making it back into the bucket are very, very slim. We're talking probably catastrophic situations where we simply don't have enough linemen. So it's in there, but it's for a situation that the likelihood of is very close to null.
I mean, they're stepping back for a reason. However, they do, as we talked about last meeting, they do have the training. They can get in transformers to hook up the transformers to do locates. You know, they have that safety aspect, and they know what they're getting into voltage wise. So that's the important thing here.
This would only apply to one employee, right?
Probably 2 positions.
Maybe 2 positions.
Yeah.
So it'd be very obvious who has this and whether or not they're gonna end up in a bucket. I mean, it would not be like 15 people have this and we need to figure it out. It would be 1 or 2.
Harder to
These
track
are the
someone.
guys who do the locates, and if so, it would be, all right,
And it's under direction of Mike, where
yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna tell them, hey, look, this is your job here. You don't get the bucket. You don't work in a lineman capacity unless you talk to me first, so.
Is this considered a benefit
Did you see that?
to the union employee?
As far as a benefit, I mean, it's just.
It's not an entitlement,
paid
they have to
privilege.
qualify for the position, so I would imagine it wouldn't count as a type of benefit because they have to keep qualifications for it.
I would say, unfortunately, I think it would qualify as a taxable benefit, though.
Well, it's taxable, yeah, it's gonna go through payroll.
Pay.
Yeah.
That'd
The
be
benefits
taxable.
need to be negotiated.
No, that's the board.
This is
They
up to the
okay
board for
wages,
this
any type of
decision.
premium or.
I can say that.
And by then, maybe someone, whoever is I don't even know who the leader is of the union, would step in and step up, or you would say to them, so-and-so is the journeyman.
Well, and if they want it in the contract, then they would have to present that. We want this included in the contract in our next.
And we'll deal with it as it comes.
Right.
Would these positions that would be eligible, would they still be union positions?
Do you foresee a problem, Mayor?
Me? Just from past experience, I know that any addition to the wages or the benefits have to be negotiated, and you have to reopen the contract in my past experience. So that's why I wanted to put it out here to
Right.
make sure that we are going down the right path and not, doing something we have to undo later.
Well, we know who to beat with the wet noodle.
That's right.
If,
We've had discussions with the union president about this, and he didn't see it as
Good.
any type of issue.
My understanding is a policy for the journeyman retention premium. That's to help us maintain a good quorum on our education and everything else, and
Yeah,
good
and it's-
working standards.
And it's the same as the longevity premium. We don't want that in the union because we don't want it negotiable. We want that as a something that the board can say, hey, we are attempting to be good stewards. We're attempting to take care of our employees.
I can't imagine they would not
Right.
like it.
Right. Right.
I just want to make sure that we go down the right path to do something that is not contrary to waive the law.
that's pretty much why I asked you, because I thought he must have a good reason.
It's just a concern. Want to make sure we're protected.
Thank you.
Josh, I have something to add. Mike, correct me on this, but, so we're talking about bucket work, but a person could have the training to get in a bucket and do a street light. But what this is saying is that if they get in there and perform a journeyman lineman role. And so that's really what we're talking about, is if they're performing a lineman job, not necessarily being in a bucket or any particular activity. We're saying if they're doing journeyman lineman work, that's when they would then step up to that pay.
Right, which could be connecting underground, which could be, yeah. Yeah, I just use that bucket as an example, but thank you.
Have we touched every point there? Which is good.
We have.
Maybe.
Good.
Sounds like it.
So other people that are certified or have certificates, do you think it's gonna create any disparities with other people that are certified?
No, we have certification bonuses for everyone in the Division of Water Management, for water and wastewater, depending on what license they have, certification that they have. So they have the opportunities there. Not everyone takes advantage of that, and they can. And when we have openings for journeymen, for a line worker, apprentice, we open that interior as well. So they have had the opportunity to step on over to the line department.
So we're gonna we're gonna vote right now, okay? Any more questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor of,
Need a motion.
we didn't even have a motion.
Yeah, we did.
We had a motion and
Yeah.
seconded, yes.
He says so.
Chris is, Alice validates, yeah, Chris and Michael.
Okay. All those in favor? Unanimous? Next, E, approve surplus equipment disposal attachment.
Make a motion to accept attachment 6E
Second.
for discussion.
So it's a 92 dump truck from the power plant. You guys have pictures of all these. That one, that's a, I think it's been put through its paces for quite a long time. It hauled coal ash, it hauled coal, it's hauled dirt, gravel. And then when we shut down the power plant, Division of Water Management took it. And they used it, but not as much as maybe they could. I mean, it's just one of those where we've had it for a while, and it's not worth much. I think on Gov Deals there's one out there for $3,500 and 93. It's pretty beat up. The Vector's in 1996. And again, they just replaced that. You guys just okayed that purchase early in the year and just got that one in a month or two ago. Like I said, there's a 98 one out there for $1,000 on Gov Deals. There's a 2007 out there for $5,000. These things aren't worth much. And then a line stop equipment and a trench box. The trench box, it doesn't work for us. It's too big. We don't have the equipment to move it around. It was bought for a specific project, and then we still had to have hire somebody to move it around for the project. We just can't use it. Really, I would say the biggest bang for our buck would probably be the trench box. We can probably get an okay amount of money out of that, a few thousand out of that. But they're not really worth a whole lot. So we just need disposal. Gov Deals probably is what we'll do with most of it. I'm not sure if we can get the line stop on Gov Deals and get any money out of it. We may not get anything out of the dump truck either. I mean, there was pretty slim pickings on Gov Deals, but if
Does
not,
it
we'll
run?
advertise it publicly.
Does it run?
Yeah, it runs.
Well, it says 13,000 miles, 13,695 miles. Did I read that wrong? I wish
Nope.
my car said that.
Nope. Well, it was the power plants. It was
Low mileage, one owner.
yeah. But it was
One
it was-
owner, 80
It
drivers.
was the power plant one that, like I said, it would make it up to the old city dump, and then it would go out to the physical Wabash to dump coal ash when we could do that out there, and And then it was just in-town stuff. That thing's terrible to drive.
Well, the front of it doesn't look so good. Looks like somebody
It's pretty rusty.
messed up, but yeah, the mileage, gee. Okay. So, do we have a motion?
Yes, second.
Just need a vote.
All those that are in favor of disposing of the surplus, no, that isn't it.
That's it.
Disposal of the truck with the low mileage.
Surplus.
Surplus equipment.
Yes, thank you. Please raise your hand. Unanimous.
Yeah.
6F.
I'll make a motion to accept attachment 6F.
Second.
Michael, would you like to take this?
So
This has to do with the main office generator replacement. I'd like to hear from you.
So this would be for the physical generator itself, the pad that's gonna sit on, running the conduit, to attach into the existing services for the building, and then a little bit of panel work on the inside for us. So there'll be more expenses that we incur, with NIPSCO, as we get it tied into the gas line and then tie the new gas line into the existing building service, but this is the meat and potatoes of the generator project here.
Does anyone have any questions?
Then we have to have NIPSCO run a new line or something.
I believe so. We're in communication with NIPSCO right now about what we actually need to do for this and what has to happen, and it's kind of slow going.
Yeah, that's a slow moving train right there.
No kidding.
NIPSCO is.
Was that did not qualify?
Correct.
Did not quote,
Oh,
Did
not
not
quote,
quote.
sorry.
Okay.
didn't want to do it.
Anything else?
We recommend J&J Electric for $78,056.
Remind me of the timeline on this again. I know we've already talked about the first of the generator.
We think 6 months
Okay.
for this portion of it. And the NIPSCO size kind of up in the air.
Have we ever dealt with J&J Electric?
Many times.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Many times.
Yeah, many times.
just wanted that on the way.
That's good. That's a good question.
Okay.
Well,
All those in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Okay, G. Long-term control plan update from our mighty leader.
So we've got the appraisal and the offer for the easement that we need next. It's actually Ole Olson property has been done. We're finalizing that so we can get it. They're going to donate that to Peru Utilities. Actually, it's a land swap kind of deal. So no cost to them, no cost to us. Works out for both of us. That's completed. Waiting on that to get finalized. The title work or the permit work and permits have been done, and I believe Jamin signed them yesterday for
Today, and they were submitted today.
submitted for all the water line work that we have to do because the wastewater line is going to be in the way and we have to move water lines. So that's done. So that's good. It means it's approved and the plan is approved. So anytime we do main extensions and water main work, we've got to go through the state and they have to approve that stuff. So, and then we have an offer from the Han property, and we're going to take care of that in 6H. And that's all I have on long-term control plan.
May I ask where that land is that you're swapping from next to the
It's just
river?
right next to the Ole Olson.
Oh, it's
or
next to the old,
the-
looks like, isn't there a house, the bridge, the house, and then the Ole building, or not?
Well, it's the road, the Ole building, and then there's a barn I think that they use, and then there's some space in between I'm getting it correct.
So are you going from the road to the river or from
We're going
The ver-
from
the bridge?
canal.
So
To
that'd
the
be the road to the, oh, going that way, okay.
Extended.
And then, so what are you gonna get out of it? That's what you're gonna get. What's Ole gonna get?
That's the,
And
how would you describe it?
if you were to drive down Miami Street all the way to the end and keep going to the river, we currently have a pipe that runs right through the middle of their property. They'd like to build there. So if we get the easement where we're gonna run our new pipe and move our existing pipe over there also, which is already part of the plan, we'll abandon this easement for them. And it will make their property more usable.
Okay, nice.
Got any cost on that?
Yep.
Zero.
Any cost on it?
See how
Zero.
nice people can play?
Other than the title cost and the appraisal, which we would have to do anyway.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So what are we gonna do? Vote to agree with you or just move on?
Move it
Okay.
on.
Then 6H was the amended agenda. Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept 6H.
Well,
Second?
okay. All those in favor?
Well, we'll
Talk
have to
about it
do
first.
Well,
or-
motion
Oh, you
made.
want to talk about it? Okay, I'm
Johnson
sorry.
needs to-
Yes, this was the biggie. What's the matter with me?
There's a copy of the resolution.
Sugar's low.
Earlier.
Yes.
No, I
Did that
didn't.
at the beginning, yeah.
At the very beginning, yeah.
Are you ready, Mary? Are you ready for me?
Yes.
Why, yes.
So I prepared you should have it, or did we print it off for them?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, Jamie has it.
Maybe
I'm
not.
just
She only
wondering.
printed one.
Okay, can you bring that back up?
Yeah, I will. You'll let me.
Essentially, we prepared a resolution that indicates the compliance with the applicable Indiana codes as it relates to the acquisition of the Canal Street property for the long-term control plan, the 54 West Canal, 66 West Canal, and 84 West Canal, and the parcel IDs that identify those well. This is the one that we had talked to the board about, potential eminent domain condemnation, which the board gave authority to move forward with that. As a part of that, and in accordance with that, part of the requirement is to get the appraisal and then to conduct good faith negotiations with the property owner to attempt to acquire that short of having to file an actual condemnation proceeding. That has taken place and transpired. The most recent offer from Mr. Hahn on behalf of himself and his mother, who holds a life estate interest in the properties, was $262,500. I don't think that's personally, I don't think that's an unfair offer. I mean, it's commercial building, commercial revenue from it, plus the lot sizes themselves. I mean, it's not in totality, it's not a small section of ground that we'd be acquiring. That is the lowest number he said he's willing to take. If your board's not willing to offer that or extend an offer or to accept that, the next steps would be to proceed with a condemnation proceeding, which the resolution gives the authority to number 4 under the therefore section down, Josh, that in the event the offer is not accepted, Joshua Chance, as the GM of the utilities, has the authority to sign the eminent domain complaint that would be filed on behalf of Peru Utilities. So essentially, at this point, it's okay to accept this. Counter offer just prolongs things, or just move forward with an eminent domain. Now, as we discussed during the executive sessions, if we move forward with that process, things the utilities would have to be paid for. The costs associated, our costs associated with it, the appraisal costs associated with it, which could be $10,000 to $15,000. That's based on another proceeding I was a part of, and the appraisal cost in that one was $9,600. That was for residential ground at that point. If let's see, if an appraisal, or the court will appoint 3 independent appraisers on the court's own motion. The court will not take recommendations or anything from the attorneys. The court does that, and if the average of those 3 appraisals come back even a cent higher than what our most recent offer is, then we could be on the hook for their attorney fees up to $25,000, or the price of the property, whichever is less. In this case, $25,000 would be less. It's not guaranteed that they would get that entire amount, but it could be up to, which something like this, I'm assuming they're finding an attorney that bills $500 to $700 an hour probably to handle this, to fight it. My talks and conversations I've had with Mr. Hahn, he understands the need that the utility has for this project. He's been pleasant for the most part to work with on this, and I believe he's acted in good faith as well. So, that's my 2 cents.
And we can get the
Anyone have a
project,
comment they'd like to make?
yeah,
Okay,
we can get the project started
Okay.
in the loop and then get our financing and everything in order, then we can get this thing pushed down instead of kicking it down the road. Get it started. That's the way I feel.
Speaking of financing, I would note that obviously if we have to proceed with eminent domain, it could be 6 to 9 months, it could be 12 months. There's no set statute as it has to be commenced and completed within 6 months or anything. So I know we have wanting to hit the spring or the first quarter deadline for the SRF, which ideally we would be locked in at the lower guaranteed interest rate, and also the forgivable loans, which total what, 6 million?
6 million.
And I guess question for you or Jamin or who may know this, is that guaranteed? Sorry, would we have the same forgivable loans if we went to like the second or third quarter?
There's no guarantee those funds could be used by someone else. They could offer them someone else, plus the 1% financing instead of the 2 on the first 25 million.
Which far exceeds the value of this property in savings.
Exponentially, yes.
When you figure everything else into it, it just about balances out
What do you mean?
from what was first applied for on the property of $180,000. Then we went 225, then we're going to 262.5.
So our costs could have, you feel like our costs could have gotten to that 260 anyways if we went down the
I feel we would have went out probably over it, probably.
I mean, there is that to consider, plus things for the board to consider is the potential of losing, like I said, the 1% financing or the forgivable loans. I mean,
That's a lot of money. We're talking millions.
If I had to make a recommendation, I would recommend the board accept this or offer him.
Accept his offer.
Yes.
so would you like to vote on it? Okay.
Definitely.
Dave, would you like to make a motion?
Make a motion we accept Mr. Hahn's offer.
I'll second it then.
nothing more
Okay.
statutory and not required the actual purchase.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Have a good day. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Proceed with the.
All those in favor? It's unanimous. Managers report.
City administration.
I was kidding. The city attorney's update.
Well, I know we're working on getting easement in place with Duke as it relates to out on, is it 218? Out by Grissom, the base. They want to be able to have an easement there, and they have transmission line there, but there was never an easement in place, so I'm working to actually,
Where exactly?
the old rail bed, right?
Oh,
Behind sub 4 and 5, behind the Grissom wastewater plant.
okay. Thank you. And,
Making it official.
They did accept yours and Mike's draft on that. There's just some issues with the easement print and
I saw the, yeah,
but those are simple things to fix.
nothing else.
Thank you. So, administration, then we have the city attorney, then we have the manager.
You didn't do
You skipped
Who'd I skip?
the mayor and his
the city administration.
Oh,
City-
Mea Culpa.
city,
I'm over here, Mary.
Where? Oh, there you are.
sorry about that, Mr. Reed.
It's okay.
Oh, get off your knees.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I do have a few things. We had the first reading of the city budget 2026 on the 8th of September. It will come back before the council at our next meeting in October for vote. The First Farmers Bank and Trust project is moving forward. We have a developer who has presented us with a plan to develop that property. We should have that before the council in October as well for a vote. Sunset Ridge was approved. The incentives from the city were approved by the council. So they are now starting to build more homes up there on off of Duke Street and Longview. The Dickey's Car Wash right now is scheduled to open in early December. That's what they're telling us. The irrigation system at Municipal Golf Course is 95% complete. Most of the crews will be out of the area on Friday. They're going to maintain a small crew to do small cleanup items like removing old sprinkler heads from the old system. But essentially we are able to pump water now across all of the golf course. And we also have city water to the clubhouse, which we've never had. So thank you to everybody who helped with that from pre-utilities and that project. And we'll also be installing a water fountain near hole 13. It was the time to do it since we had the crews here with the directional boring equipment, and we could get all that completed. Oakdale Flats project, which is on Smith and Jefferson. That's scheduled to start in January. This is 34 market rate units at the location of the old dormitory. Still in communications with Racetrack for their travel plaza on 24. Our fire department and chief are working with them on sizing of water flow for hydrants and such. We do have an interested party, and I spoke with them again today on purchasing both Bourne Inn and Sherwood Parks. The closing was put off for a week. It should be done tomorrow. I've been asked to give that person involved in that a call tomorrow morning. But their goal or their intent would be to come in and take over both parks, remove existing homes, bring in new homes, and fix the water leaks for those locations. So if that comes through, that's great. 4 houses on West Canal Street being built. The first one went up really fast. It looks like that's going to be a great addition to that part of our city. So thanks for that project. We've concluded the grade separation study for an overpass or underpass. And we have the recommendations from the engineering firm on what location would be best suited. We've introduced NDOT into the conversation early on because one of the locations is Chiley Avenue, State Road 19. So since it's a state road, I wanted to make sure they were involved early in the project. One of the things that they've asked us to do, however, is to take a look at the existing underpass and see what could be done there about increasing the height from 13.6 to 14.6. So we'll probably be getting with for utilities to see what infrastructure might be under there that might be a problem. But before they move forward, or at least jump on board with us, they want us to take a look at that as another option, so.
Raise the railroad.
Raise the railroad.
How does that solve
Yeah,
the issue of having more than one?
Or even
It
how is
doesn't.
it?
Okay,
It
all right.
doesn't.
Okay, so
No,
it's not
it
really
does
related?
not solve it, which was the pushback that we gave. But they're sitting on one side of the table going, we want you to do this before we say this is the location. So we will have some more engineering work to do on that location. I can't imagine that it's going to be the better option because we're going to change the slope, which means it has to go further back. There's a lot of issues with it, but we're gonna run through that trap and make sure that at least that question is answered for them to bring them on board with the project. That's all I have, Mary.
Very interesting, thank you. Now we can go to the managers.
My turn, thank you.
Finally, okay, I'm sorry I messed up there.
Alright, so we received the results of this year's PFAS testing for Peru. PFAS is the forever chemicals that everybody's worried about. They would be 0. We do not have PFAS in Peru. Just, that's an important thing to note, because you always hear comments, our water's hurting the public. Well, our water is not hurting our public, so no PFAS, that's a good thing. Sign the notice to proceed for the lead service line. I go back to our water's killing us. Let's talk about lead service lines. Sign the notice to proceed for the lead service line project. They are, at this time, we're working on the communication to the customer, flyers, how we want to do that. And they're working on, we'll get you those flyers and everything when we get that far. And then get a schedule as to what area we're going to be in, and what the contractor looks like, and all of that good stuff when we get that far. We're a little bit away from that.
Is that billboard related?
That billboard, it's a total guess, but I would believe that the county had no choice but to put that up. It's probably part of the state initiative about lead service lines or federal initiative. I'm not sure. That's just me, my opinion.
What billboard?
There's one right by
By
the
the
overpass. Underpass, there you go. Yeah. But it's a good thing. I mean, if customers are worried about anything, to contact the county, and then the county will test their water for them. So it's not a horrible thing. And we're going to be talking about lead service lines for a while now, year over year. But again, we've passed our federal lead tests, and it is our commitment to attempt to do so forever. So we're still having major encode struggles. Our billing and our financial, the back end, the programming on that is it's getting somewhat better. They're being more communicative, but we're still struggling with that. So bear with us on the financials. When you run a report, fund balances can't come up negative, or we're in trouble, right? And they have. But we know we're fine. We know what our fund balances are, but just how the report's looking at things on the financial side, and it's just been kind of a mess. So they're working really hard at it. They're putting a lot of pressure. We're putting a lot of pressure on Encode to make it all right. So we're getting there. We've been working with, matter of fact, Mike and I and his team had a meeting with Spectronic, Spectron RX out there at the base. They're going to expansion number 3, which is a really good thing for the electric side, and a little bit for Grissom Water. They don't use a whole lot of water. They're going to add some more cyclotrons, some more buildings, and pretty sure like a warehouse space for their product. So you're going to see they're still working on the engineering and the capital costs for that. And you're going to see some capital costs requests come through for that, ordering transformers and switches and stuff. Probably not in the short term, but over the next month or two, I think. Mike, do you think how far out are we on that on the engineering side?
I mean, the next month, I think we'll have a plan.
Okay, these are good things. These are great things. They've surpassed AZI as far as their load as a electric user already. And they're gonna add multiple buildings, not just a building, multiple buildings and multiple cyclotrons. They've already got them on order and
Cyclotron, that's what it is.
yes, well, yes.
What are the average cost of those things? I know they've disclosed that at one point, or
I don't know.
AZI
These are
did.
smaller than what AZI had. Theirs is huge, but these are all smaller units. I believe it was like 2 to a building is what they were looking at. And I believe they said they had like 6 on order now currently, to come in over every couple months. 2 of them, a pair of them come in every couple months. So
What are they?
they radioactive isotopes for medical equipment.
Oh,
And Mr. Physics over here could explain that to you probably.
The
way better
basic
than I
gist
could.
of it is they spin it in a circle really fast and the heavy stuff moves to the outside. And then so they can sort it by its size. And then the ones that they specifically need for the medicines, they can pull out, make the medicine and ship it. So that's basically the gist of it. I mean, imagine you're on a merry-go-round with a bunch of kids in the middle. The heavier ones get thrown off first.
That's a great analogy.
That's what they do. And when the ones that they want get kicked off, they collect them up and ship them. That's also why they want to be by the airstrip, because since it's radioactive, it's constantly breaking down. So once they make it, they're on a deadline before it breaks down and doesn't exist anymore. It's like discharging a battery. So they got to get it, make the medicine, ship it across the country, and get it to a patient within sometimes 24 hours.
wow.
So depending on what the medicine is and what they're using it for,
Which isotope, whether it's
it's got to
a
be
piece of
quick.
equipment or whatever
Mhm.
they need for. So yeah, they've been really good with us. They've contacted Mike and his whole team and had a lot of conversations. They've been a really good customer for us, really. And they've worked with us really well, I think, because they know our timeline's different. Now, Switch is what, 12 months out? Probably 12,
24.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. So we're working with them to, when we get the transformer, we have some in stock and we put them in to make it ready for us to drop the switch in when it comes in, but have them in operation in the meantime. And they've been good about it. They understand construction. They understand the business. So
They all have redundancy feeds, don't they?
Spectronics does not at this point, I don't think. We haven't completed the loop on the backside there. AZI does. They have a redundancy. They run off both parts of the substation. And part of this on the Spectronics side is extending that loop to eventually get to have it completely looped, and there will be a full redundancy for the industrial park there.
Nice.
We haven't got a lot of communication from the building that's going up out there as far as they've asked us what we can provide them immediately and what we can provide them down the road. So I don't think they necessarily have a tenant specifically, but they may have a tenant in mind. So we've just got basic communication with, what it's gonna take to light the building at this point, and maybe HVAC or whatever. So we don't really know anything there, but that's gonna be a big building and could possibly be a good load for us as well. So development's coming. It's we've got homes going in, we've got subdivisions going in, we've got a few industrial buildings, we've got gas stations. Good things, a lot of good things for the community. Our quarterly lunch is Thursday, 25th of September, from 11 to 1. You guys are all invited if you wish. You should have that's beef trash. Yeah, you should have the flyer. No, you don't want to eat
They
there.
were sitting
You don't want
for
to eat
one.
there. That's at the fairgrounds. That's
Michael.
we also have D-Trash the Wabash on Saturday the 20th, 9 to 12.
Pretty quiet.
Encourage people to come down. It's going to be beautiful weather, supposedly beautiful weather. So it'll be a good time. Get pizza, drinks, snacks, and door prizes. And Nick Parkman and those guys that help him do an amazing job with that.
Josh, have you heard anything on that Speedway Slammer, the impact? Somebody said they had already moved folks out there, which means more water and soup now.
They're still in contract talks with the federal government, and from what I've read, that NDOC has requested, I don't know, $10-15 million worth of funds to I don't know, upgrade it a bit. And the last contact we had, I think they reached out to Jamin and said, hey, how high is your tower? They have specs that they have to do for the financing or the funding through the federal government. And I think that was one of the questions, and that was a week or two ago.
Yep.
So as far as we know, and I've looked at their bill, and they haven't really increased in usage at all. So I can't imagine it coming anytime like really soon if it comes at all.
You know, they had some talks with public safety and whatnot. I know prosecutor's office, public defender's office and stuff, and they were talking about first of the year potentially or something.
They're preparing the employees out there and talking about how they're gonna merge management and things, so it seems as though there's intent to do it.
Because they don't intend on hiring federal agents or anything like
No,
that. It'll be the same.
No, it'll be a lot of the same current, and there'll be, with the new jobs and positions, there'll be pay raises, things like that to hopefully draw in more staff.
All state employees, because
Yep.
one of the questions everyone from the legal aspect has, okay, well, if one of these inmates commit a crime out there, is it a state crime, is it a federal crime? Because if it's state crime, I mean, there's a bunch of cases that come in from the prison, the way it is. I mean, you had another 1,000 people out there. The impact it's gonna have on the courts and whatnot, because again, if they're not English speaking, then it could add even more fiscal impact on them.
Translators.
Yeah.
All that.
And who's gonna be on the hook to fund all that? So. Calls for service. Approved. Fires out there often, don't they?
Grissom and Bunker Hill, Pipe Creek.
Okay.
Hospitalizations.
And then I'll be out of the office tomorrow through the 24th of September. But I will be available by phone and email when I can.
So you'll be back in time to go to lunch.
That's correct. It's the only reason I'm coming back.
That's what I figured.
It was Wednesday, and the lunch was Wednesday, and
They changed it just for you.
Well, yes. Alice was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I have to be gone. I'm sorry." So once again, I inconvenience Alice. That's my pattern. I don't know. She's like she's
Job security.
the nursemaid. She takes care of me, keeps me on the right path, keeps me focused. Every now and then there's beatings involved, but I power through them. And
I thought you were soon gonna say she powers through them.
well, she enjoys it. Get it right, Josh. Get it right, Josh. No. Without Alice, I'd be lost. So, and she knows it. So, and I appreciate her so, more than I could express. But yeah, that's all I have.
Oh, thank you. Now, brought to my attention by my assistant that I neglected to ask Mr. Fisher and Mr. Stevenson if they had anything to bring to the board. And Mr. Fisher, you did, but do you have more?
No, I have no more to add.
Mr. Stevenson? Okay. Well, then I guess it's time to adjourn at 4:53.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. It's unanimous. Cover your ears, Richard.
Can I get that resolution?
Yeah, you hit Ted hard.
Oh, you need that, Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh, we all do?
I-
Oh, yeah, that's
With
right.
this hammer,
It was changed.
take it up with Mr. Van Valen.
Courts.
I think he did a great job.
I was kind of missing a little hand sanitizer.
Oh, the hammer.
Depends on who you are.
It's a better sound for sure. Just the dull thud.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's.
Well, I better put this on the outside.
Really interesting.
It's gonna be a problem.